Today's financial environment makes it difficult to advance. Every day is a struggle due to increasing expenses and stagnant income. By giving in to several negative habits, of which three are the most dangerous, many individuals are regrettably carrying a knife to this gunfight and behaving like their worst enemy. Make sure you're not making any mistakes I'm about to discuss if you feel that getting ahead with your money is now excessively tough. But before that, if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. So without further ado, let's get started. Mistake number 1. Chasing quick wins. Building money is an attrition-based battle, whether you recognize it or not. People with short-sightedness lose, but those who can play the game the longest win. That much is obvious. If you don't think so, consider Jeff Bezos as an illustration. Nobody anticipated that a book-selling website on the internet would develop into one of the most revolutionary companies the world has ever known. But here we are. But Jeff Bezos' vision and willingness to devote decades of his life to realizing it are the sole reasons we have reached this position. Decades is the term I just used there. Not a few days, not a few weeks, not even a year. Decades. I am not Jeff Bezos, but I know that the longer I have been constant in my efforts, the more success I have had in my quest for more riches. I believe that the environment of same-day delivery, immediate texting, and the fast food we live in has contributed to our tendency to want everything now. Simply put, we're not geared up to practice the patience trade. Sadly, the first characteristic of poor individuals, shared by the majority, if not all, is a need-now mindset. They seek speedy returns on their investments or hope to be wealthy by the next year. What comes quickly disappears quickly or never comes, in my experience and the experiences of those around me. For instance, consider how many individuals try to get rich quickly with Dogecoin or GameStop stock. Yes, if they arrived early, some folks did make off like bandits. However, most buyers ultimately paid far more than the normalized price, leaving their portfolios permanently in the negative. You might be asking why poor individuals choose quick win scenarios, and I believe there are two key explanations. People just getting out of debt desire fast victories because they can't afford to play the long game. Whatever they are doing won't be possible if they don't start making money right now. The fact that rapid victories are all they are familiar with is the second reason why poor people like them. They probably only made short-term decisions before this point in their lives since they are already broke. This might mean spending every penny of their earnings, foregoing post-secondary education, or simply binge-watching Netflix during their free time. I'll end this first mistake here and say that nothing worthwhile comes easily, and a little patience goes a long way, especially regarding your money. Mistake number 2. Over-rewarding themselves. Do you recall the days when your mother would reward you with more gaming time or your favorite dessert when you brought home a report card with a perfect score? I don't know, as I didn't always get straight A's in school. However, I'm certain that some other pupils earned excellent grades and great rewards for their efforts, pleasing their mothers. Success in life is rewarded for most of us. For instance, if you lose 50 pounds, everyone would likely compliment you. Similarly, your home will likely be flooded with baby presents if you have a kid. We've been trained to associate good behavior with incentives. While this might result in lovely clothing for your baby, it could also result in serious financial difficulties. I'll explain why. You can now understand that humans rarely like engaging in activities that don't provide desired results. As I mentioned in the last example, we would diet if it didn't make us appear better in the mirror. Alternatively, if we didn't get paid every 2 weeks, we wouldn't be showing up for work every day. Simply put, we require incentives to encourage particular actions. Rewards are a tremendously effective behavioral tool when used correctly, but when you use excessively, they may destroy any chance you have of improving your financial situation. Lifestyle inflation, often known as lifestyle creep, is one prominent example of this. This financial occurrence occurs when a person's quality of living or lifestyle expenses increase as their income increases. For instance, if your annual salary is $50,000, you may live in a one-bedroom apartment and take the bus to work. You now live alone in a single home and drive a brand new vehicle due to your salary increases over time. The idea behind it is as easy as spending more money and believing that you should always be rewarding yourself for professional or financial success. Unfortunately, regardless of the number of your paychecks, this thinking is a one-way trip to eternal penance and will haunt you. Making a solid wage isn't a certain formula for a secure financial future. A recent survey by the company's Payments and Lending Club revealed that 53% of millennials making over $100,000 annually live paycheck to paycheck. The answer to this problem of excessive spending may be summed up in one word: balance. I am pleased to inform you that when it comes to earning and enjoying money, you can have your cake and eat it too. Here is the strategy I recommend to folks who wish to avoid the scourge of lifestyle inflation. Use the 10 rules every time your income increases. According to the 10 rule, you can choose how you wish to spend up to 10 of your increased income. Here is an illustration of how this would function in real life. Imagine you receive a promotion at work, bring your annual pay up to $60,000 from $50,000. If you apply the 10 rule, you can spend up to $1,000 guilt-free if your total gain in income is $10,000. This approach takes into consideration the fact that the increase in income occurs before taxes. However, it still encourages you to save and invest the majority of this additional cash while still using some of the rewards of your effort in the near term. In case you were wondering, you may also use this method to enhance your income if you receive a raise, promotion, windfall, or any other extra sources of money. The main objective is to use the majority of your money to advance financially over the long run, while maintaining a high level of motivation in the present by indulging in some short-term pleasures as well. Mistake number 3. Being financially blind. According to a proverb, you can't see the forest for the trees. I believe the proverb that you can see the forest for the trees, which seemed absurd to me given that the forest is there if you just open your bloody eyes. I can't judge anyone anymore since it's apparent that I couldn't even understand the statement for many years. The statement, however, truly opened my eyes to one of the main problems that poor people face daily when I came to understand its meaning. If you're not acquainted with the phrase, "can't see the forest for the trees," it refers to the state of being too immersed in a situation to perceive the wider picture. When it comes to their financial situation, the majority of the poor are in this situation. You see, the AA matrix, as I like to refer it, is the foundation of someone who has financial difficulty every day. Action and anxiety for starters. They are always engaged in some types of activity, usually employment. Most financially strapped people hold down 2 or more jobs since their spending and earning patterns demand that they kept active. Then, when they aren't working, they have anxiety because they worry about sustaining the revenue sources that only enable them to survive. Therefore, many poor individuals find themselves in the AA matrix. Unfortunately, when you're in the AA matrix, you can't see the broad picture because you're focused on what's immediately in front of you, like finishing your work shift or avoiding being overcome by your emotions. Your financial path plan is contained in this larger picture. Most poor people are so preoccupied with the street names and traffic lights that they fail to perceive the larger city map, seriously impeding their progress. When my friends ask how my dating life is going, I can tell them that I go on dates, hence the name Money Dates. But you should set aside time each week to assess your current financial situation. By doing this, you can determine whether the amount of debt that has been weighing heavily on your shoulders is decreasing, whether your efforts to cut back on pricey coffees are having any effect, or whether you have simply replaced that expense with going out to eat more. Alternatively, you might assess if your current income strategy of working 3 minimum wage jobs will enable you to maintain your desired lifestyle when your priorities change as you age. And that's it for this video. Before you go, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more videos like this. Thanks for watching and see you next time.